Hey everyone, thanks for tagging in to this update segment with Black Spring with Autumn. I know the hot topic in the buzz right now is the FISA, but just please try to keep your eyes open and the big picture in focus, because I'm not really offering anything on that other than maybe the virtue of patience, if you can still follow that. But as you can see here, I am joining you again on a topic that I touched on yesterday. So this is somewhat of an update segment. But of course, by now, you may have heard of the UN Agenda 21 or UN Agenda 2030. And of course, its claims on the CO2 as pollution and also for the purpose of global taxation. Now, according to the TNA, that's the New American, it shows we have evidence that the liberal rhinos are showing their colors again, spiritually, economically, globally, you name it. And yesterday I brought up John Kerry, former senator and secretary of state, his rally, his star-studded rally for what he has coined World War Zero. So hopefully you can see that on the screen. Of course, here, this is their website where you can join them in the policies and communications for saving the planet. Also, it turns out, that there's also some other coalitions that are being formed even in the Senate, in our Senate. This is actually what's called the Climate Solutions Caucus, and it's been something that was established in 2016. Now, unfortunately, there's some names that I have discovered on this list, considering the impeachment hearings and we've had a lot of great firebrands coming out of the Republican Party on the Republican side of this argument, of no evidence, just basically they want to convict the president on thoughts. But unfortunately, I found a couple of names that you might be surprised to run into. But I will go ahead and reveal those to you right now. You may even find some names that you're familiar with yourself, some that ring or cut a little bit close to the bone for you. But I'll go ahead and I'll share those with you right now. For starters, we do have the Republican Senator, looks like Lindsey Graham of South Carolina, and House Representative Matt Gaetz, and also the newly elected Mike Brown of Indiana. Now, all I can think of is perhaps some of these liberal rhinos, maybe they're into, maybe they're doing this as somewhat of an insurance policy for future, for the post-Trump era, or in the event that worse, that we get, a Democrat, after in the foreseeable future or unforeseeable future. But it just seems that it's really unclear, where these congressmen stand, because not to mention, I know for a fact that in the conservative index, Matt Gaetz actually voted no on H.R. 9, which is the Paris Agreement, but yet he's a member of the Climate Solutions Caucus. So I'm not really sure if that's the making of a rhino or if he's securing. Either way, it seems like a security measure there. Also, we have many stakeholders in this situation where the globalists are concerned, of course, like, Exxon, Goldman Sachs, these huge banks, they are thinking that they're going to be profitable no matter what the scientists are saying. They're even saying that there's more of a global cooling that's coming up. And so I think that's going to weaken their credibility quite a bit. And maybe if you check out their records, it'll weaken their chances of getting reelected. With the newer Mike Brown, I mean, maybe he's thinking that people are going to forget about this kind of a thing because maybe he's not up for re-election until 2024. I'm not sure, but I thought this was very interesting information. But also, I can also show you where you can have a look for yourself to see if you recognize any names. So we have a little bit over, this is right at the top here, the Senate Climate Solutions Caucus members. As you can see here, I'm not sure who's tuning in or where you're from, but you can see your representatives here. Here's the Senator Lindsey Graham. Also, you can see there's over 24 of these Republicans that are on this, that are a part of this lobby. And here you have Representative Matt Gaetz. So, I don't know about you, but you can all go on to the citizensclimatelobby.org/climate solutions-caucus, and you will be, the link is actually inside of, I think I posted the link, but I will supply that. But I thought you might find that interesting on your Sunday evening, wherever you are, if you're tuned in. And of course, we'll have a fully loaded week of information, where it's going to go. You know, just try to keep things in perspective as best as you can, and hopefully, you know, justice will show up. So, I thank you guys again for joining me for this segment of Black Spring with Autumn.